Well, I'd recommend Shell and Shell Trading, but I'd recommend Shell Trading in particular because it's just very interesting. It's always changing. So if I look back at the last 10 years in the various bits of the business that I've been in, you could never have really predicted the year that was coming. So it is very exciting. You're looking for a self-starter, somebody that's motivated and will get on with it. You know, take accountability for what they've been given. When you start initially, of course, you get less accountability than you may do a year or two down the road. But we tend to find that we give people that accountability straight away. What you'll find is when people come in, right from the get-go, they'll have a real job. Now, that real job may not be trading many hundreds of millions, but you may be an analyst, for example, you may be a junior trader, you may be in the operations area, the sort of mid and back office as we would call it, but they're very much real jobs. The thing that I found most rewarding and interesting is when you come in as a graduate, you're a little bit unsure where it's all going, you're worried about how it'll all get mapped out and where you'll work, and you sort of compare yourself to people outside. But one of the beauties of Shell and Shell Trading is it's so big and there are so many areas that you could work in. You could live for hundreds of years and not get bored. If you look at what the CEO, what Peter Voser says, you know, there's a big focus on speed and simplicity. So if you've got a way of doing things more quickly, then that is valued and it is noticed, because at the end of the day, if you're doing that, you achieve results on the bottom line a lot more quickly. So no, I think if you've got the right mentality, then you can break through those sorts of things. And trading, compared to many other areas, I find, although I'm a bit biased because I've been here for 10 years, is a lot quicker at that sort of thing. It gets down to the nuts and bolts pretty quickly, partly because we see our profit and our loss every single day. When I started with Shell, I thought it was a bit of a black box. It's much less so. Now it's quite visible in terms of what we do for the rest of the group. I came in with a chemical engineering background, which is fairly typical for Shell, a sort of technical degree. Worked in refineries, worked in supply, and then came with that knowledge into trading. So I was coming into a role where that was already seen as valuable. So you didn't feel like you were really starting on day one and going back to school. It's been great all along. I never would have guessed how quickly it would grow and how big a business it would become in those 10 years.